was 23 years old, Oprah, and I was in your audience. Commercials would come on in Chicago, and it would be you, and you'd say, if you've been cheated on by your boyfriend, call
That's
up.
how we got an audience. Call now.
And I was just sitting there eating White Castle, and I heard you, and you were like, if you've been cheated on, call this number. And I was like, oh, I'm going to call this doggone number. I've been cheated on. And I was in your audience for an episode called Snoops. I don't know if you remember me when I was in the audience.
You were in the audience.
I was in, but I got to speak.
What were you wearing? What were you wearing?
I don't know, but I remember my hair was short, and you had came out, and you had your hair, and you were supposed to come up to me and ask me a question.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Did I?
You did.
Okay.
Okay, I
remember you! Oh, my.
Take a look.
I used to trust him.
Oh, my.
I used to trust him, but he did that, baby, I love you. I would never mess around on you. So you feel you can trust a man. It's due to men that we snoop.
Okay, when was that? What year was that? 89? Was that 89?
You never even got to talk. If you look at Oprah's face, she's looking like... Oprah's face is like, bitch, if you don't sit down, all of this daggone talking.
I'm like, what is this girl talking about? That is what that face says.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of DDTS. Tonight's episode is going to be about Sherri Shepherd and about her show getting canceled after 4 seasons. Hello everybody and welcome to DDTS episode 724 2026. Back with another video, podcast, or whichever you want to call it. And this episode is kind of a bittersweet. This episode is kind of quite emotional. This episode possibly won't be even long, but I wanted to give y'all an update on this topic. And I wanted to talk about Sherri Shepherd, the wonderful TV talk show host who had her own talk show host. Sherri Shepherd, she is a former comedian. She is a celebrity Hall of Famer who has her Celebrity Walk of Fame. She has had her own talk show. She currently had her own talk show, and she guest host Wendy Williams' show. Sherri Shepherd credits in acting includes Beauty Shop, The Jamie Foxx Show, Who's Your Caddy, and her own TV show, Sherri. And she also played in the film Precious, and she also played in the film Straw alongside Taraji P. Henson, Sinbad, Tiana Taylor, and so many more. Sherri Shepherd began her career at an early age. It was announced and said on February the 2nd that Sherri Shepherd Show was basically getting canceled. That it got canceled and that after 4 seasons, it has come to an end. No, I'm not reading from anything when I talk about this. I'm basically saying this from my own mouth and my own perspective. But I will be reading an article and I will be reading some headlines and basically going to elaborate on it. If we're going to be honest, let me take a sip of my coffee. Yes, my allergies acting up. If we're going to be honest, I'm quite hurt and I'm quite saddened that Sherri Shepherd Show is getting canceled. And with that being said, I don't want this to sound bad, but it is alleged that Jennifer Hudson talk show might be next. And this is my thought and my opinion, and I respect both women, but it's one that's pretty much qualified than the other, pretty much, well spoken for. And I will say this before I say what I'm going to say. I will say that Wendy Williams, I hate to say this, but I will say this. Oprah Winfrey started, in my opinion, Oprah Winfrey, as much I can't stand her, Oprah Winfrey, she basically started the trend for black women having their own TV shows. I think there was Oprah Winfrey, and I think there was Rhonda, and then I think it was, Wendy Williams, and then after Wendy Williams, a couple of years passes, it's Sherri Shepherd, and then after Sherri Shepherd, we got Jennifer Hudson, JHud, or whichever y'all want to say it. So I really feel like, as much as I can't stand Oprah, I think Oprah is basically the first woman, in my opinion, if I'm right, the first black woman to have her own talk show and to basically have it on the air for 25 years after it being canceled or it going off the air in 2011. And then we got Wendy Williams, whose show was on the air from 2008 to 2021. And now we got Sherri Shepherd. Her show ran for 4 seasons, and then we have Jennifer Hudson. But I think it's crazy that Sherri Shepherd Show being canceled after 4 seasons within Black History Month, it just does not sound right, and it does not sit well with me at all. Not saying Jennifer Hudson is not a good talk show host, but let's be honest. Y'all might come for me, but this is my tea, and I'm finna clock it. Sherri Shepherd is way better than Jennifer Hudson. Not putting 2 black women against each other. I would never do that. But I will honestly say that Sherri Shepherd's show, in my opinion, next to Wendy Williams, is way, 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 way better than Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson, she's okay. She's a fantastic talk show host, a fantastic singer. She's her own legend in her own right. But let's be honest, the only famous thing Jennifer Hudson is basically good for, the only thing is Jennifer Hudson's show is good for is when the celebrities come down dancing, when the producers be making up songs and beats for the celebrities to come down and do the Soul Train dance or whichever you want to put it as. But in my opinion, DDTS, next to Wendy Williams, Sherri Shepherd Show was way, 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 way better than Jennifer Hudson's. And I also want to elaborate on this too. Kelly Clarkson also had to announce on her show that her talk show is coming to the end. So it's like, what on earth is going on? Why is these talk shows coming to the end? What's really going on? Is Jennifer Hudson's next? What do you guys think? Is Jennifer Hudson's next? Now, I will say this. Sherri Shepherd, she didn't get to announce that her show was getting canceled. Now, allegedly and honestly, I don't know. Did Sherri Shepherd know that her show was getting canceled? I don't know if she knew her show was getting canceled. I think she was surprised, like all of us was, honestly, like I was, because I'm honestly surprised. I'm honestly shocked. Although I did not watch the full episodes, but I did watch some episodes, and I truly loved her show. She had so many wonderful guests on there. She had Vivica Fox on there. She had Felicia Rashad on there. She had Cat Williams. She had MJ Rodriguez. She had Sasha Banks. Trinity Fatu Naomi. She's had Marla Gibbs on there. She had so many people's legends on her show as guests. Patti LaBelle, Shirley Caesar, Jesse Williams. Like, she had a lot of peoples. Sherri Shepherd, she is one of the greatest in my opinion. And shout out to Norman Baker, her producer, for always helping her and holding her up in everything. But much respect to all the peoples that are in show business or that are talk show hosts. But if I sound kind of cold and mean for what I said about Jennifer Hudson, that's just my opinion. I really feel like Jennifer Hudson, she's good and all, but when it comes to talk show hosting, I really feel like Sherri Shepherd has got this nipped into bud. And I will say this because I'm also going to give Wendy Williams her credit and her flowers as well, because I loved Wendy Williams. I just watched her for her Hot Topics because she did it in a profound, unique way. And I will say this. I know I sound terrible, y'all. And I will say this. I really feel if it wasn't for women like Wendy Williams, you know, leaving a mark for up-and-coming black TV show hosts and women, there wouldn't be no talk show. Like, it goes from Oprah Winfrey to Rhonda to Wendy Williams to Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah had her own talk show host, her own talk show twice. From Queen Latifah to Oprah Winfrey to Rhonda and to many, many others. You know, I might not have it in the right quotation. To Monique. You know, it's been a lot of black women, queens, that have had their own show. I'm happy that, you know, we as a community, as the black community, that we are getting our shine. But every time when somebody black in our community has their own show, has their own shine, that we never last for long. They never give us that long plug. But you got other shows out here that's not even worth the penny or quarter or dime. That's not even up high in ratings. That's getting a lot of publicity and stuff like that. And it stays on the air. But when it comes to a black show, reality show, talk show, it never lasts. But that's my elaboration on that. But I want to get into these into this headline, into this article, and then that's going to be the end of the video. 1 second. Now, I didn't have no plans to making this video, but I said, you know what, let me make this video. Because I truly admire Sherri Shepherd. And if I can, if I don't get copyrighted, I will post up a throwback clip of Sherri Shepherd.
And I was in your audience. Commercials would come on in Chicago, and it would be you. You'd say, if you've been cheated on by your boyfriend, call up. We got an audience.
Now,
I was just sitting there eating White Castle, and I heard you, and you were like, if you've been cheated on, call this number. And I was like, oh, I'm going to call this dog number. I was in your audience for an episode called Snooze.
hold on 1 second, y'all.
When I was in the audience. You were in the audience. I was in it, but I got to speak. What were you wearing? I don't know, but I remember my hair was short, and you had came out and you had your hair, and you were supposed to come up to me and ask me a question. Yeah, that's what it is. Did I?
So,
I remember you.
comedian and actress and celebrity Lonnie Love calls out double standard over Sherri Shepherd's show being canceled versus Kelly Clarkson ending hers. And this topic was updated today. Sherri, which aired in a syndication on Fox, is set to end after 4 seasons. The show earned multiple award nominations and showcased Sherri's witty mix of comedy and personality. The news that Sherri Shepherd's beloved daytime talk show Sherri is ending after 4 seasons has given some fans some time to grieve and celebrate with Shepherd. Accomplished comedian Lonnie Love eyes. Sherri deserved better than finding out her show was canceled via trade publications. Lonnie Love took to Twitter on Tuesday, February the 3rd, which is today, to voice her dispute with how everything went. Downpointing that the fellow daytime host, Kelly Clarkson, got an agency to at least inform people that her show was ending after its current season, which received much softer landing. Sherri should have been given the courtesy of announcing her show's end instead of article announcing it, just like Kelly got to announce her show end. She began, "It's not like The Real was, which was a panel show, but this was a solo host show, or the production company could have at least made a joint announcement as the producer and host." She then adds, "Seeing canceled stamped all over your picture is depressing, especially when your show was having good ratings. Only onward and upward from this, Sherri Shepherd." Now that is what Lonnie Love said, and I'm going to make sure that I get that part, what Lonnie Love was saying, because I'm going to put that in this video. Now, I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. I might upload it tomorrow morning because I have to do my wrestling podcast that's coming up Thursday. Because every Thursday I will have my wrestling, WWE, AEW, NXT, all my little wrestling podcasts. I got to film that, record that. So I have a lot going on. It's like I never rest. So, yeah. But yeah, that's what Lonnie Love said. And I agree with Lonnie Love. The same way Kelly Clarkson had the time and had the chance and she announced her show was ending, I agree with Lonnie Love. Sherri Shepherd deserved the same thing. Sherri Shepherd deserved to tell her fans that her show was getting canceled. Sherri Shepherd should have had the opportunity to tell the peoples and her fans and her supporters to thank them, for her to thank them for the love that she received. Sherri Shepherd Show really was getting some amazing ratings and views, and I loved Sherri Shepherd Show, and I would watch it from every chance I get, and I always kept up with it. You know what I'm saying? I always kept up with Sherri Shepherd Show. And I will say this. I think it's very sad. Seeing canceled on your picture and you don't know anything about it and you was not prepared to see that is very depressing and it's very sad. And I agree with Lonnie Love. And I stands with Sherri Shepherd, Lonnie Love, I agree with. Kelly Clarkson, I think it's sad that her show is ending. Jennifer Hudson, she gets to keep her show. But I'm not going to spare no negativity, no hate. But, everybody deserves an opportunity. But I just hate that Sherri Shepherd's opportunity was taken away from her. And I really felt, and I know that she could have done more. And that she could have had more coming up, more projects and all that. Yes, indeed. I also want to elaborate on this. I want to elaborate on these headlines. Sherri Shepherd talk show cancellation is proof that black women must own their narrative. Yes. Yes. And the thing is, I think it's quite crazy and quite backwards that I think it's quite unfair that Kelly Clarkson got to announce her ending of her show, but Sherri Shepherd didn't. It says Kelly Clarkson got to announce her exit. Stephen Colbert got the space to speak. Sherri Shepherd was denied the grace to frame her own departure. And she was. I agree with Stephen Colbert. She was definitely denied her grace to frame her own departure. Sherri Shepherd brought so much grace into her show, into so many people's lives. Not only was she good at what she does, but she also brought so much positivity, so much love, so much comedy into it, where it was not offensive to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just like that comment that she made about Meg Thee Stallion, which I truly love Meg Thee Stallion. I love her. I think this was a while back. I guess what Meg Thee Stallion had on. And a lot of people were basically chewing Sherri Shepherd up. But this the thing, though. I love Sherri Shepherd. I love Meg Thee Stallion. But let's just put this out there. I'm not going to come for anybody. I'm just going to say Sherri Shepherd comes from a generation where, she comes from a generation where women basically wore stuff, She comes from a generation where women actually, believed in grace in women, and you believe in you don't have to exploit your body or exploit all your stuff out there and let everybody see and get, to make yourself feel sexy. Not saying Sherri Shepherd meant to say anything negative about putting Meg Thee Stallion down. I don't think she was at all. I'm just thinking that, I think it's a time and a place for that, like I guess what Sherri Shepherd is saying, like, you can wear stuff like that, but, just not a little too revealing. Like, let it be a little revealing, but not too revealing. I don't know if y'all remember that, but, I'm just saying. So, yeah. I want to say, before I end this video, I am quite saddened by the departure and the cancellation of Sherri Shepherd Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you all think. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching. And if I get an update, I will be sure to let you all know. And don't forget to watch my newest video on the Grammy recap and the tribute to Damon Wilson and Kathleen O'Hara. And I really want to say thank y'all. Happy Black History Month, and I'll see y'all soon. I love y'all. Bye-bye.